look this number up. You guys don't even know the law.
In policing, sometimes it's just one of those days. And when it's a sovereign one of those days, it's really one of those days. Sometimes they have just the right amount of paperwork and they're so convinced they make you question your own reality of whether that sovereign thing is real or not. This is one of those.
Good, sir. How are you?
So what happened?
Reason for a stop is your plate. What is that plate?
Oh,
that's not Ohio.
No, that is a U.S. DOT, U.S. Department of Transportation. I'm a carrier.
Okay.
I carry household goods. I'm a carpenter. I carry goods like that.
Okay.
They gave me a number and said I could travel. I'm not doing. It's not commerce.
Okay.
I'm not Uber, stuff like that. This is This is my personal private vehicle.
Ding, ding, ding. We got the commerce, the travel, and the plate. It's definitely going to be a sovereign type stop. We'll see how it goes forward because this looks really interesting because he looks like he's got his camera phone going and he's got the dome light on. Officers like if you have the dome light on.
I have a trust that takes care of my financial responsibility.
Okay, you have a driver's license?
This is what I have.
Okay.
I can drive in 200 different countries. It's a driving permit. Check it out. You can look at it. I'm just passing through. I really don't even live here. I'm passing through.
Where do you live at?
You have to look at that. I don't want to ask any questions because I know that a stop like this, you're trying to gather information. And if it's an investigation, then my lawyer said, plead the fifth, not answer questions. So
okay, would you consider yourself a sovereign citizen?
No.
Okay.
You can't be sovereign and a citizen. Only God is sovereign. I don't believe in that.
I can agree with that. God
you
is
know
sovereign.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I got you. All right, man. So Nicaragua, right? This permit is not valid for driving in Nicaragua, but everywhere else you can drive?
Yes.
Okay.
I can drive in 200 different countries. And I said I have financial responsibility because I have money in the trust, over $5 million if something should happen. God forbid something happens.
Right. Okay, man. Have you ever had an Ohio driver's license at all?
No, I don't. I've learned this stuff a long time ago.
Okay.
And somebody hooked me up with them. I wanted to, come here and just travel. And I'm just really passing through at this time. Did you look up my number?
No, that's
you
what I
can
did.
actually look it up. No, go to US dot number lookup, and it'll show you. You type in my number, and it'll show you everything in there.
So I wanted to look this up myself because I'm even getting fascinated by some of the stuff that he's saying. And I think I found that passport looking card that he was holding. It says PATA, Pan American Auto Travel Association. It goes into a whole bunch of other stuff. And obviously at the end, you got to pay $200 and they send you this booklet that says that you can travel and it lists all of these different countries. And it says, except for Nicaragua. However, you can look up that the State Department has clearly defined what organizations can approve an international driving permit. And it's for foreigners usually that come to the United States. But even in this documentation that you pay $200 for, it says that you still have to follow the rules of the law. So this guy is confused and it's taken away this officer from being able to do his job. But it gets even more interesting.
I had cops come behind me and they put my number in and then they'll make a left or a right.
Okay, man.
They don't even stop.
Okay.
I mean, you're the first one stopping. I've been driving for like about 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Larry, do you have a social or anything I can identify you with? Or can you give me your date of birth? Are you Larry?
My date is on there. Let me show you.
1962.
Right October.
Okay. All right, man.
It's all on there.
Sweet. Okay, I'll be right with you.
Okay.
Thanks. Listen. I already know what this is. All right, man. Number lookup. Okay. It'll be 415.
This is not necessarily the normal practice. A lot of times, and in my opinion, the safer practice is to conduct your business with your computer facing that way and you being on the passenger side in the passenger seat. If the subject exits the vehicle and engages the officer in gunfire, he's stuck. If he bails, he's got to run across 2 or 3 lanes of traffic with vehicles. In my opinion, for the most part, conducting business from the passenger side is much safer if you get engaged.
There is reason for filing. Rural Free Delivery Republic. Drivers mileage. Dude, what in the hell? So he's on here, but United Nations. Let me look at this.
Your night vision is incredibly important. There's a way to mitigate that. If you use a red light where that light is that he turned on, it can protect your night vision, and medical people can chime in as far as why red light protects your night vision. You can take a red piece of cellophane or anything and place it over that so that you don't lose that night vision. It's incredibly important because you got to get back out of the car and interact with the person.
Pan American Auto Travel Association. What? This is a bunch of BS.
That's the one that I was just reading off of.
All right, man. Go ahead and take a look at this. He has a bunch of car.
What do you give you paper while you get anything?
This, whatever the hell that is. He says it's private property, U.S. DOT. He has a number there. I looked this up. That's him, Larry. But
You run through Ohio?
so I looked. So I looked up his plate. There was no return in Ohio. Plate
so
not.
try to get the VIN then.
Plate not found.
Where did the all this?
I don't know. He said he can drive in like 200 different countries.
That's 2 Falls 1 and Falls 13. You can disregard. This is going to be the...
He says, you know, he's not willing to give me his social. He has his date of birth and his name there. So I'm going to look him up.
Why does he have to look at the other officer to talk to him? He can hear him just fine. Can we be looking at that paperwork and eyes up and down while we're watching that vehicle? I mean, isn't that a much safer practice as opposed to being inside the officer's car? Ear is actually even closer if you are facing the other way.
He said he got that online from his buddy. He's been doing that forever. And then, what's his first name? Larry?
Larry.
Okay, and then no leads record.
Everything fine.
Nothing.
You must something.
Keyword suspended sound.
He's DUI. See if there's no license. Pull up and see if it's him.
There's no BMV photo. Won't let me.
What's
Sam Tom.
he doesn't work for ODOT.
No.
Keyword warrant sound.
Oh,
Is that him?
Keyword suspended
He's
is
sound.
suspended. Okay, easy then.
Keyword
he's
warrant
got a
sound.
warrant too. I'm gonna run him real quick. What's it for?
Suspended. He can have whatever crap he wants to have. Doesn't matter. He's suspended a while.
Traffic offense, failure to appear,
Probably for the same.
University Heights. Let's see. We got traffic offense, failure to appear.
Yeah, so he probably does this everywhere, and they thought who he was. And
Bingo, you figured it out. Look hard enough, you'll find the license that he was issued somewhere. He's suspended. The officer said that he also has warrants. So sometimes people will do this whole process to kind of circumvent the consequences of the situation they got themselves into before with their license. It doesn't work.
All right, Mr. I was able to positively identify you. Your driver's license is suspended. You used to have a higher driver's license. It is suspended. You don't have a valid driver's license to be driving in the state of Ohio. Yes, you are. No, you're not. You're driving your motor vehicle. We're not playing this game. I'm going to ask you to step out once, and if you don't and not comply, I'm going to have to make you get out, okay? We're not playing this game.
Under duress? You're gonna make me step out in duress.
You're not under. This is a lawful order for you to step out, okay?
Well, how is it lawful?
You don't have no high driver's
I
license.
am not driving. I'm traveling, sir.
You're driving. You're operating a motor vehicle. You're driving, okay?
This is my private conveyance, sir.
I'm not believing that, okay?
Why won't you believe it? I just gave you my. Do I get that back? That's mine.
Yeah, you'll get that back. Yeah, you'll get that
That's
back.
$200 worth of.
You'll get that back. That's fine.
I am not
That doesn't permit
driving.
you
I'm
to-
traveling.
That doesn't permit you to drive. Okay,
I'm
I looked
not
it up. I did my
driving.
due diligence. Yes, you are.
I am not driving, sir.
Okay. To get out of the car, okay? You gotta tow your vehicle.
Huh?
Okay? You don't have a high driver's license for towing your vehicle, all right?
Sir, I need this vehicle to go to point A to point B, sir.
Just like we all do.
I can't tell what that is inside of that food dish. It looks like something that probably should not be within his reach, but I'm going to take the officer's judgment as being positive in that's not a weapon. It could be something super benign.
I gave you my permit to travel.
Yep. It's
So-
bogus. It's not real.
That is real.
It's
Did
not
you
real.
look it up?
I did look it up. It is not real.
That's how can that be bogus?
It is not real.
Can I have your sergeant here?
It's just me and him tonight. We don't have a sergeant on duty.
I'm requesting a sergeant.
We don't have a sergeant on duty. He
I
is the most senior officer over there. If you
I
want to talk
need
to him.
to talk to a sergeant.
You don't have a sergeant.
Who is the one that's above you?
That That officer right over
No,
there.
I want a sergeant.
I was a sergeant. You're wrong.
We don't have a
Can
sergeant.
I call 911?
We are 911.
Huh?
We are 911.
I need a sergeant, sir. You're supposed to call a radio sergeant out here.
No.
That's the law, sir. You think I don't know the law?
You don't. That's
You're
why
supposed to call the sergeant if I request
Okay,
one.
Mr.
You got a lieutenant.
We don't. Nope.
I need a. What about the sheriff?
Nope.
That's not true.
Nope.
That is not true,
Okay, so
sir. I'm requesting a sergeant.
that's okay. We don't have one on duty.
He really believes this. Someone has really filled his head up with some stuff. There is no law that I've ever seen that mandates that if a person asks for a sergeant that they have to come. I was a sergeant for many years. I would go to calls all the time just to kind of cool the situation down or calm the situation down if I was requested. There was no law that said that I had to do that.
What's your name and badge number?
Officer Bryce, badge number 248.
So you telling me there's no sergeant you can call?
Correct. There's not one
That
on
doesn't
duty.
make sense.
Yes, it does. I'm telling you,
You can always call a sergeant, even if he has to come from his home.
he's going to tell me the same information, okay?
I want to speak to a sergeant,
You
sir.
don't get to.
You're not. You are violating my rights,
No,
sir.
I'm not.
Yes, you
No,
are.
I'm not.
I am not driving. I'm
Yes, you are.
traveling. No,
No, you're driving.
no.
Okay.
I'm traveling, sir.
Okay. Well, you're still going to have to get out, all right? Okay?
But
You get out
why?
willingly and make
What
this
have I
easy.
done wrong?
You don't have a driver's license. You're
I'm not
suspended.
driving. I'm traveling.
Okay. Nope.
I can travel with this permit.
No, you cannot.
And 200 countries, including America. So you willing to risk a lawsuit over this?
This won't be a lawsuit.
Why not? I'm
telling you,
traveling.
You're driving. You're
I
operating
am
my
not
vehicle.
driving. I'm not. This is a private conveyance. Sir,
We're not
I'm
doing
not,
this thing.
I am not. I know because I'm not wrong. Can you call someone to come
Nope.
out?
I'm not ordering you out of the vehicle. If you don't get out, I'm going to make you get out of the vehicle.
So under duress, you're gonna force me out of my vehicle.
I'm giving you a lawful order to get out of your vehicle, yes. You're not under duress. I'm giving you a lawful order.
That's not lawful, sir.
Yes, it is.
That's not. That may be legal, but it's not lawful. What? Can I call 911? Because I feel like I'm threatened. You
Sure.
guys got guns.
Sure. Whoever else shows up tonight is going to have a gun. The sheriff has a gun.
Well, let me call the sheriff.
That's fine. Call him.
So policing, there is a motto called ask, tell, make. You ask a person to do it, they don't do it, you tell them to do it. If they don't do it, you make them do it, if it is lawful. Sometimes negotiating with a person so that you don't have to go hands-on or use force is a better option. How long that is, it just depends. Ask them, tell them, make them. If you say you're going to do that, then you should do that because then your word loses its power.
No, he says he's calling the sheriff and 911 to speak to a superior, so.
Hudson, it's just 911.
Um,
I told Hudson to come up here, and he's not going to get out, and we're going to block the lane off, and then
yank
we're
his ass out of there.
going to break the window.
Yep. Okay, Larry.
Use all this to them. This is some
What's
more
this?
stuff. This is just telling you my rights.
Okay.
Which
Yeah, I understand
I
your
don't
rights.
need them being violated.
Okay. No, I totally understand your rights.
Are you still there? Hold on, the officer's talking to me. I'll let you listen in.
Who's on the phone?
At 9, they're sending somebody.
Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to ask Make or tell you to get out of the vehicle. So right now I'm going to ask you to please exit the vehicle.
For what reason?
Okay. Now I'm going to tell you to exit the vehicle. Okay.
Why?
Are you going to
I didn't do
exit the
anything
vehicle?
wrong.
Huh?
I haven't done
I already-
anything wrong.
we already
I
went
do
over
not
this.
consent to searches, unlawful
I'm
searches.
not searching the vehicle.
I do not consent to searching my
I'm not
my
searching.
body either.
I'm not going to do that. Here's
Because
that back
that's
for you.
unlawful. You have to have permission, consent. I'm not consenting.
Okay.
I'm not contracting with you.
Okay, now I'm going to make you exit the vehicle, okay?
Why?
This is what we're
You
gonna
gonna by force?
Yep, I'm going to get you out of the car.
So you hear this? He is yes, ma'am. I'm listening. But there's no reason for me to get out of my vehicle. I didn't do anything wrong. Listen, with all this police brutality, I'm a colored man. Anything can go wrong.
Sir, we all have body cameras on. We've been filming you since the second we rolled up here, so let's
Yeah, I
not pull
know,
a
but
race card,
still,
man.
hold on,
man.
sir. I'm just
Come on, man.
Come
We're
on.
wasting enough time. Let's go, man. Come on.
Gun hand occupied, and it seems like complacency. When we make the assumption that the person is not going to act in a violent manner, then we have to go through 2, 3, or 4 steps to get back to our safest position. Are we in our best position to tactically take this person into custody if he decides to get violent?
You're not under arrest, man. You're gonna get a ticket. That's it. You're not under arrest.
But I'm just saying, this is not lawful, sir.
Come on, pick it.
I'm not doing
I used to
anything
listen to
wrong.
my car until I Right.
Where's my stuff?
Give it back
Ivy.
to you.
I'm not driving. He didn't give it back to me.
All
Drive in the car.
We'll get you your stuff back.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
You're not going to pull the sovereign citizen.
I'm not
This is
sovereign
my first
citizen.
day,
I already
man.
told
Come
him.
on.
I'm not a
You're
sovereign
operating
citizen.
a vehicle in the state of
I'm not
Ohio.
operating a vehicle. Supreme Court already ruled
Okay.
that you can travel. You're talking about an Uber driver. I'm not driving commercial. Not for commerce.
This is not
Transportation or hire.
This is not a legal plate.
A driver. Look this number up.
We did. It's bogus.
It's not. I can show you.
It's bogus.
No, it's not. You guys don't even know the law. Why? And you swore to uphold the Constitution.
Yeah.
You're not doing it. You're actually you're trampling over it because you guys make money like that. The lawyers, all of you guys together, the judge. That's why
Real
it's
quick,
called a
you got
court.
anything on you need to know about? You just got that shot.
No,
Right, searching your
I
name.
am not consenting to searches, man. I
Okay.
do not
You
consent.
just got to do a pat down to make sure you got your on you.
I don't have any weapons. I don't. Why do I need a weapon for?
Okay, we're not taking the back of this car until you let your patch down.
I don't have.
Okay.
Why am I getting in the back of the car? I didn't do
Because
anything
your
wrong.
car's getting towed.
No, sir. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
right.
it is.
You're supposed to wait on 911 to send somebody.
I'm not sure why they're conducting business like this, where this one officer with the body cam view is on the street side with these cars that are still whizzing by. We don't have the subject in front of the vehicle, facing the lights and restricting his movement to the front of the car. Conduct the pat down, restrict him to the front of the car, and do what you got to do. And I understand at times that we have to be more diplomatic, but for the safety perspective, why are we still messing around in between the two cars? And again, this is just merely food for thought because I want to see everyone safe.
Come on back here. I don't see my car.
I'm not going to get hit by a car. I was saying right here. I'm not going anywhere, sir. You guys got 3 guns. Where am I going?
I didn't say you're going
I don't
anywhere.
want to sit down, man. If I sit down, I'm tired. I don't want to be tired.
You need anything else out of here? Personal property that you need right now.
I don't know.
We're not taking all this stuff in the bag. I see you got a lot of stuff in here. We can't take all this stuff.
What you mean? What you going to do? Throw it out?
No, if it's going to get towed, you can get it out tomorrow.
This is not right, man. This is not right.
You need like house keys, wallet, phone, anything like that inside the car?
I need to drive this home. I'm just down the street.
You're not driving this home.
Why not?
It's just suspended.
Listen. I'm not operating. Would you show him the thing you got?
I did.
Where is it? Can I have that back? And that's
Yeah.
fine. I need
Yeah.
that.
You got it back.
When?
Huh?
It's mine. When am I going to get it back?
Whenever we're done here.
I don't trust you, man.
You
You
want
know,
to
it
do it.
takes 3 of y'all to one guy. This is crazy, man.
Just stop right here and let's look at this. If this gentleman had a firearm in his pocket and he decides to engage the officers, he doesn't have to even be a really good shot to be able to get off 3, 4 rounds before they ever even get off 1. And I never want to see that happen, but we know that it has happened, and that's why we can never be complacent. If we say we're going to pat someone down, we pat them down. If they need to be patted down, we pat them down. It's got to be that way.
What's up, guys?
He's traveling, not driving, and this and that. We're being racist and unlawful.
Is he from the
Who wants to talk?
police
No, he's
too?
from the Hudson Police Department. He's a sergeant guy. If you have any questions, why don't you go and ask him that we already
I really don't have any questions. I'm just saying, this is where I'm from.
Okay.
I'm allowed to drive in 200 different cities except for the one that issued this.
Okay.
I am not driving, I'm traveling. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Okay.
I am a United States national.
618.
I'm an Ohioan, but I live here. I'm traveling through.
New officer shows up to the scene. We know the past situations with sovereigns who have expressed violence towards police. First question to ask, has he been patted down? Because this officer here is making the assumption that this subject is safe. But to just engage with this sovereign document without 100% knowing that he's safe is a tactical challenge for me.
You only got a certain amount of time to detain me. You went over that. Everything is just, and then the cop right there lied to me. So I should know better. they're trained that they can lie just to get information out of you. So
Just gave you a citation right now, and you're free to go. So
how am I go? Where am I getting
you can either walk or give you a ride.
I'm gonna ride with the police. Yeah, right.
The address is on here on the back for you to show up to, 45 East Boston Mills Road. This is the URL address in order to go ahead and pay the citation whenever you're done with your court appearance, whatever you owe. And then if you have any further questions once we're done with you here today, the 330-650-4111. You can get a hold of our chief of police or our clerk of courts, but it is required for you to show up to your court.
There's nothing in there but tools, man.
So that's all this is. Okay. This is
Yeah,
all the
just
citation.
tools, my work tools. So now, it looks like I'll be out of work for a minute until I get this thing rectified.
I guess so. So what I can do is I can either drop you down at the sheets down there, or I can take you north. I can drop you down off at the get-go. I'm trying to help you out. Trying to get you somewhere.
I'll get an Uber or something.
Okay.
I'll hop in the back of this guy's car. I don't trust this guy. He lied.
That's
to me.
fine.
I just go
Go with him.
He lied to me, man.
Subject receives a citation and has his car towed. I believe he really believes that this stuff is legally correct. Now, the challenges that I had with the officers from a tactical and safety perspective are merely constructive. For them to be better, it doesn't mean they're bad officers. And for the other people who are potentially falling into the ideology of going online and signing up and paying $200 for paperwork, that you see what the end result from the police. You heard from the officer's mouth that it is bogus and the guy lost his vehicle. It was not a win. If you know someone who might potentially fall down this rabbit hole, show them this video, share it, like it, subscribe to the channel, because the police are still undefeated when it comes to dealing with bogus paperwork. Click on the video that's on your screen for more content like this. Like and subscribe.